Hi, today I will show you how to use Ruby from the command line, and in particular how to substitute sed and grep with Ruby. So let's see an example just for starting. Well, suppose I want to use the history command to see what has been typed in the past. Okay, then I want to go to see all the time I installed something. So I grep and I search for apt-get, let's say, and this is the thing I installed recently. Okay, how would we do that in Ruby? So for example, the thing is, I do here Ruby -e, and then I say puts hello world. Of course, this writes the string hello world. You need to know a little bit of Ruby to use Ruby from the command line, of course. So what happens here, the -e tells Ruby to use this string as the program, okay? So what's the story is now, if I use the pipe as I was doing before, so history pipe, nothing happens. Why not? Because Ruby is not considering the input coming from history, okay? So the method here is to use -n before the e, and then you can say puts $_. Okay, what happens here? That $_ -n tells Ruby to take all the line coming from the standard input, and then these line are passed one by one into $_. To understand this precisely, it's better to look into this document. This is taken from this book, which is very good, and I highly recommend you, even if it refers to an older version of Ruby, it doesn't matter, it's a very good text. So this tells you that the option -n does this. In fact, it creates this little Ruby program and puts here what? Here it puts this string. So this becomes the full program that is run. Okay, so take a close look at this if you want to understand well what is happening. But the idea is simple. Just take the line, and $_ for me is that line, okay? So until now we are printing all the lines, but we can say, okay, print the line only if $_ matches apt install. It seems there is only one line. Let's try with apt. There is more stuff. Okay. So, what's the benefit here? We see, you look at the difference between this line in Ruby is quite long respect to this one, okay? But what we have at hand now is extremely more flexible, because you have a full language here at your fingertips. So look, now I say and, for example, suppose I want to grep on all lines having sudo as well. So I say and s matches sudo. Okay, and then again I can do other fancy stuff, like I can say I'm interested only in lines starting with 18. Okay, so we can be more specific and say also, okay, look, I want to match this regular expression, and the regular expression is that at the command line I want that at the beginning, after the space, there is an 18. Oh, mistake, match, here it is. And so finally, for our example, we can say something even cooler, that is, let's do some editing. I want to remove these lines and maybe I want to copy all this stuff for an example, and I want to put at the beginning the prompt. So in this case I want to go to change the put string, and I say, no, don't put the line, you know what, substitute what is at the beginning. What is at the beginning of the line, that is the space, then there is some digits, and then there is another space which I don't want, and replace that with this. And here it is, you see? There is some space too much to remove, so let's do like this. And here it is. And you see, what we have done here now is a very much detailed selection and then an editing of the selection. And this is quite powerful. But let's look at another example which can occur more frequently in practice. You for sure have used this command ps, show you processes. I always use this format ps aux, show me all processes. And so say I want to see all my bash processes running. What's bad in this program? That I don't have the header lines. Let me explain you. If I do ps aux and then less, you see I have this nice header line, which is useful because it tells me what column is what. Okay, so I want, with grep, I've lost the header line, so let's recover it in Ruby. So Ruby -ne, and then put the line if, of course, this is a pipe and the beginning is ps aux, then give everything to Ruby and put the line if the line matches bash. Okay, this is the beginning. Now I want to recover the first line, you remember, the one with the header. And what do I do is this, that is, I say, okay, print if there is this match, or if it is the first line. How do I say first line? Well, there is another global variable, that is this one, $dot, and I say that if $dot equals 1, I want the line to be printed. And that's it. I've got my header line. This is useful, and it could be useful for you in the future for other programs which gives you columnar data in where you want to see the header line. Okay, so you can do a lot of more other things, but for now I will stop here. Just some final comments. This way of programming was introduced by Perl, and Perl is really wonderful in doing this stuff. I'm using Ruby instead of Perl because Ruby is a bit more regular than Perl, and also because Ruby was born with a REPL. What is a REPL? REPL is this, and this let me try a lot of Ruby things fast, and it's a wonderful way of programming. So this closes the first part of this tutorial. We will see how Ruby can substitute also other two useful tools in Unix as awk and xargs. Okay, that's all for today. Goodbye.